Alright guys, so again I'm just going to lay out my plan on tops TOPS. I'm kind of looking for this one to turn into a fader for us today. I was hoping it would turn into a squeeze, a long trade, the way that it was holding 220, but it's just showing some pretty good weakness here now. So luckily Vision Clearing came in with some borrows mid-afternoon and we've locked some in, so I'm watching this for a trade. And well, like I said, I kind of want it to pop over 10 really quick. Obviously, not always, things can't always go exactly the way you want them to, but I'd like to see it pop over 10 really quick, touch on 15, and then kind of reject, and then I'll look to get short through 07, with the first target in mind of around 196. Okay, so let's just see how this plays out. If I get a trigger here right through 7, it's possible I might just hit this. 15-minute chart definitely looks weak, so I'm liking this one so far. Okay, some nice sell prints coming in now, guys. Really weak looking 15-minute chart. I like it. So first target on this one again is going to be 196. Nice, guys. Nice offer at 02. Again, I'm looking for that first target of around 96. I didn't have an order out, so no fill there. I'm actually still just holding the full size right now, so let's just try to pop some out here on the offer maybe. I'm just gonna wait a second. I got a limit order ready with a $2 limit in case I need to hit the offer like we talked about yesterday. All right, I may just hit those 96s here. All right, I got about a quarter out there at 96 and 97. And I mean, guys, look, I like the chart a lot. The main thing about this chart, like I mentioned, is the reason my first target was around 96 is because we know, we're quite certain, as we've seen many, many times before, that a setup like this that leads to a huge breakout is then going to become at least a short-term support, right? So we're going to pay ourselves now. Now, even at this point, the point of making that cover is that even if now, for whatever reason, if I end up stopping out, let's say at 209, which is where I'll move my stop to now, it's still a small winner, right? So that's okay. It'd only be a 2-cent loss on the other shares. So I'm just looking for this to put a lower high in at 2. If it breaks 93, we're golden. Next target for me would be around 86 to 88. Just while we're waiting for this to play out, guys, I think the main reason why I didn't bother with this setup, and I talk about this a lot, is just that, you know, if nothing else is moving, if nothing else is actually doing anything today, you know, why would I believe that it's okay to chase this stock so high up? Obviously, in hindsight, I'm looking at it going, why didn't I buy that? It's actually a good little setup. It's a perfect cup and handle, right? There's nothing wrong with that setup at all, except for the fact that nothing else in the market is moving. So why would I believe this is going to move, right? Especially after the rip it had. It's kind of a shame to miss that, but hopefully we can make up for it on the short side here. And overall, I'm always going to go with gauging the market sentiment. And if nothing else is working or moving, I'm not just going to, you know, a lot of the time you'll find that fails because nothing else is working. And so I guess, you know, in hindsight, I can look at it and say, man, why didn't I get long there? But at the time, it felt like it just wasn't the right thing to do for me. All right, guys, we're still looking good here on tops. Looking for 93. And technically speaking, guys, 93 is going to be a bit of a sell signal for me anyways. So I'm not going to add there. I'll tell you why. Because we're already a little bit, just a little bit too extended for my liking on the downside. So I'm not going to make any adds there. But it looks good. I think it's going to crack through, and I think 88 to 80, sort of 88 to 86 level would be a great spot for a second target. Okay, guys, there's 93s. This 93 is a big spot. If this snaps, it should give us a little push towards 88. And if it doesn't, we can actually expect a bit of a bounce here. So again, that's not, unfortunately, as far as making an ad there goes, I find that challenging. I don't want to screw up the average price here because given the size of the move we just saw here, all right, a decent measured bounce would probably be like a retest over 2. But if we do get this like bounce and then it looks good for a break in 93, I actually will add there the next time. So I'm just going to sit through this if it does bounce. Nice. Here's 93s again. Looks like they're going to crack them. No, some big prints going through there, guys. Look at the tape. Some big prints. There's a hidden buyer at 93, so someone might be just trying to unload a little bit here, but still, we're in good shape here. I think that if and when it gets through, we're heading lower. Nice. All right, guys, I got an order at 88 for a partial. Some nice prints coming through, guys. Nice red tape there for us. I was just going to say, just a heads up, like I mentioned yesterday, a lot of the time I'm going to have a limit order ready to hit the offer just in case. So I'm trying to get filled here at 88 now. Okay, actually got filled at 88, guys. The second target reached. Okay, don't want to get too greedy here. This has been a pretty big move. I may look to cover another quarter, but let's see if we can get something towards the low 80s on another fill here. Nice, guys. Going for 82s here. Come on. I should have had the order out. Would have got filled. Yeah, got filled. Boom, guys. Beautiful trade. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to probably have to just cover the rest out here because that's just too good of a move. I got a limit order ready here on the offer. If it pops back over 80, I'll just cover the rest out. Otherwise, I'll go for 74s as a final target. I got an order down to 74, guys. This is going to be phenomenal if we get that. Okay, I may just cover this out here. It doesn't get much better than that. Still trying to get some 75s and 74s. Alright guys, I am getting out here. Alright, I'm out. That was a sick trade. Really enjoyed that a lot. Worked beautifully, 100%.